This is a traffic stop that was made by Rhode Island State Police. It was back in 2014. Yeah, it's a little bit dated, but it doesn't matter because the troopers do the same thing that so many other officers do. They demand identification from an innocent passenger. Now, this gentleman did a really good job. He certainly knew his rights better than most Americans by far. But there's still a few things that he said or didn't say that I want to just discuss here. Now, this particular case, I do have detailed in the first Oathbreaker book, and it's that egregious. Now, he doesn't get dragged out of the vehicle or beat up because he does finally acquiesce and give up his ID. I don't mean that to be a spoiler. He did so because he was afraid what was going to happen to his friend, who was the subject of the traffic stop. So let's get into this. I'll do some narration, and at the end, I've got some extra information.
Whatever the traffic stop was, it doesn't really matter. I'm not here for that, obviously.
Just in case I started recording, because
that's fine. You can
if anything, if I need it for court or anything.
You can record all you want, no problem. You're obligated when you're in a motor vehicle to present your ID.
When you're driving?
When you're in the motor vehicle, yes, like right now.
Can I see what law is that?
Well, we know that to be a bunch of nonsense. So why are these troopers stacked up on the passenger side? Why are they badgering him? What is it they want? What is motivating them to go after his ID, even though they're not suspecting him of a crime? It's because they want to run him for warrants. Of course. Why do they want to run him for warrants? These Rhode Island State Police are engaged in highway drug interdiction. As soon as you monetize law enforcement, where the officers are making federal overtime and their agencies are raking in the cash to do highway drug interdiction, they are now monetarily incentivized to crap all over our rights, and that's what's going on here. But the problem is the passenger didn't shut them down right then and there. You cannot allow this to continue. You can't. It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do it, but you have to at least be aware that this is a critical juncture right out of the gate. Shut them down here and now, or this is going to keep going on and on.
Oh, so if you know it, how come?
If you weren't in the car and you parked in a parking lot, no. But as far as the motor vehicle being operated, yes.
Right. So get the law for me. Give me what law it is, and then you're a police officer. You're supposed to know all the laws and.
Now, it can be debated whether he should have even been talking to the troopers, but he did, and I don't blame him for that. He was trying to explain to them that he knew his rights, but the problem is, did you hear what he just said? He said, show me the law. I want you to show me the law, or some variation thereof, and that was a tactical mistake. When you're asking a cop who's lying to you and is threatening you and coercing you to show you something in the law, well, you just told that officer from their perspective that you don't know what you're talking about. The whole thing is a bluff. You can't say what law is that. You have to tell them what the law is. And then they just make up their mind to see which way it goes. But you have to do your best, guys, to shut them down at this juncture. I'm going to keep stressing that. Don't let this continue. At some point, you tell them what the law is, and then you just stay quiet.
Let me talk to you. Step out of the car for me.
I'm not stepping out of the car.
And there's something else that these cops do. When you don't go with the program, when you stand on, in this case, your Fourth Amendment rights, they get mad and they start ordering you out of the car. Now, why do they need to order him out of the car? There's no officer safety concerns. He's not a threat. And plus, you got other bodies out there that are ready to pounce on this guy. They want you out of the car because they want to go hands-on. There's no other reason for them to ask you or order you out of the car. Now, we also know that this is probably the most dangerous time for this innocent passenger when they order you out of the car. Because if you don't, you know the threats are coming. I'm only going to tell you one more time, step out of the car, we're going to drag you out. And that is actually a use of force, guys. That's a use of force. Remember, they don't have to actually go hands-on to use unreasonable force. Coercion and a threat like that, if it occurred, is a use of force.
What's that?
I'm not stepping out of the car for my safety.
For your safety?
For my safety.
What do you think? We're going to beat you up?
No, but once you tell somebody to step out of the car, it's either they're being arrested, you're going to take them in for questioning or something like that. Okay. If I'm not going to be...
Listen.
I'd rather stay here where this is recording in case something happens.
You're Mr. Lawyer, okay?
No, I told him I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer.
Attorney. Okay, but I know the
I
basics.
value my rights. I have rights. I know the Constitution. You know, I know what rights I have.
Oh, there's that lawyer stuff again. They just can't help themselves. When they're losing an argument, they just love to flip the script. They don't know if you're a lawyer or not. And I said before, you have to just ignore it and just keep on plowing forward when it comes to letting them know what the law is. And it's all documented. I mean, when you tell them the law and they start saying stupid stuff in return, you end up getting arrested anyway. That means that you now have that record where you actually knew what you were talking about. This is another reason why you just stick to the law, you stick to facts. And that's if this goes any further, if you get arrested and it goes to, I don't know, a suppression hearing or motions hearing, jury trial before the bench, which is in front of the judge. Well, you're going to make them look stupid because they don't know the law. It doesn't matter if they know the law. If they're saying things that are patently untrue, that's going to sink them in court as well. But there's someone else who's at this point kind of hiding in the background that once they start reviewing these body cam footages and maybe the footage that this individual is making, and this person sees that you know the law and the troopers don't, and that kind of stuff is going to come out later on in trial, guess what? You're 90% of the way to a dismissal. I'm talking about the prosecutor, the DA. They're not going to want to take that forward. I mean, you're going to make them look like bigger fools than they already have made themselves look like. So knowing the law has all sorts of advantages.
We do it with every single class.
You give up your rights when you're in the car.
You know, when I first heard that, when I was doing my research for Rise of the Oathbreakers, I was beyond appalled. It's way beyond just wrong. It's dangerous. It goes way beyond losing your Fourth Amendment rights. He just said you don't have a First Amendment, you don't have a Second Amendment, you don't have a third, fourth, fifth, sixth. He just effectively wiped out the entire Bill of Rights. And at some point you have to say, what a disgusting, dangerous thing to say. That I have no rights because I went from outside the vehicle to inside. This is where you let them know the Constitution followed me into the car. And it will follow me when I get back out. You make a claim like that, you just got yourself sued.
When you're driving,
you have to present your ID.
Yeah,
if
when you're
don't
driving.
have your ID, that's fine, but you gotta give them a name.
I'm not giving out my name just because. Because you're gonna start. I need your name. I need your date of birth. You're gonna look me up. You're gonna have my address. You're gonna have all the information. Yeah. But what crimes did I commit?
You didn't say you committed any, did he?
No one's saying we do it with every single class.
Oh yeah, well that means they're screwing people over every single time.
Yep.
As far as you getting out of the car, I know you're thinking you're Joe Attorney.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that.
If you're getting arrested, you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He just threatened him with arrest. That's use of force.
Okay, you're not.
All right. So when you say I'm being arrested, then we'll take it from there.
Why would I say that? Why would I say you're being arrested? If
I don't
you're
know.
Sitting in the passenger
Yeah,
seat
because you're asking me for my name, my date of birth.
That's just so for our safety. That's why we do that.
Yeah, but why did he get pulled over? Right?
Had him for speeding.
Okay, so that's his problem.
Yeah, but
I'm just getting the ride home.
listen, but you're in the car.
You know, it just keeps going on. You're in a car. You don't have any rights in a car. You went from outside where you had rights and you got in and you lost them. This is that idea that the Constitution follows me into the car, gentlemen, and it will follow me when I get out. It follows us from the moment we're born to the moment we die. It doesn't get put on hold. It's not suspended.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't commit a crime. I didn't speak.
We're not saying that you did. We identify everyone in the car.
You're not
every
listening
single
to
car
me.
stop.
I am listening.
Okay. When you get out of the car, okay, we don't just arrest people to get out of the car. We just don't tell you to get out for the heck of it, okay? For our safety, we ask for ID. Now, you're obligated by the state to do that.
This is where I'd make a final declaration. You're not getting my identification.
Okay?
All right, so whatever you got to do, but I'm not giving up my rights. I'm not giving up my rights. And I know that's not a law. Once you tell me the law, what number it is, everything, we're going to look it up,
It is a law,
stuff like
but
that.
I'll be right back. I'll be
right.
right back. Where are you guys from?
Providence?
Providence?
Not in a million years would I have answered that question or said another word.
Hey, can you hop off just for a minute? I just want to talk to you real quick.
Nah, I want to stay with the camera recording because I don't know, I don't want to be...
Feel free to bring
Yeah.
the camera with you.
I don't want to carry that and have it in your face, you know.
Okay.
But
Then you know what?
you know, I don't want to be
Okay.
disrespectful. I don't want to take you guys away from doing your job and stuff. But they say that when you have rights, either you use them or you lose them, you know.
You're not disrespectful, okay? But you are breaking the law.
Yeah, I'm done. I can't listen or watch this anymore. It's the same feeling I had when I was writing Oathbreakers Part 1. I'm appalled, beyond appalled. So let's jump to the end where if you do get falsely arrested, a sequence of questions to ask the officers on the stand. If you do this right, it's a good chance it's going to get dismissed before you ever go to trial. But here's my recommendations. This is what I came up with, and we'll go from there.